All the engines on Sodor are very happy to work on Sir Top Hat's railway. Edward has worked on the railway the longest. He knows everyone, and everyone knows him. One summer morning, Edward arrived at the docks. He had to pick up some heavy pipes. Gordon and Thomas were already there. Thomas was very excited. A new crane has just arrived on the island. Puffed Thomas. He chuckled. Gordon didn't think this was funny, and Thomas chuffed away. Cracky was unloading the new crane onto the rails. He groaned. The new crane was now on the rails. Sneered the new crane. Giggled Gordon. Exclaimed Cranky. Replied Rocky. Cranky looked like he was going to explode. Gordon sniffed. Edward looked at the crane. Just then, Percy arrived. He was very excited to see the new crane, too. Boomed Gordon. Exclaimed Percy. Newfangled wheezed Gordon, and he chuffed away. Wheezed Gordon, and he chuffed off. Peeped Percy. Replied Edward. Edward's trucks were right next to the new crane. The crane smiled at Edward. Huffed Edward. Said Rocky proudly. Retorted Edward. Sniffed Edward. Asked Rocky rudely. Said Edward. He asked. Rocky shouted. Edward's trucks were filled with the pipes, and he puffed away. Unfortunately, the careless workman had not tied the pipes on correctly, so when Edward came to red signal, he suddenly stopped, and the pipes spilled on the track. Onto the track. It was a terrible mess. Puffed Edward. He looked at the heavy pipes and wondered what to do. Thomas had said Rocky was very strong, thought Edward. Just then, Thomas and Emily arrived. They saw the pipes, tooted Thomas. Then they heard Gordon. He was going fast. Then there was trouble. Gordon hit the pipes with a loud crunch. He came off the rails. It was a terrible mess, sighed Edward. Sniffed Gordon. He whistled. Chuckled Rocky. He tried to move, but he couldn't. He moaned. Said Edward. Replied Rocky. Replied Edward. So Edward buttered up to Rocky, and together they left to the junction. Edward put Rocky off hills and down valleys. Everyone cheered and waved at them. Edward felt very proud to be pulling the newest arrival on Sodor. Edward soon pulled up with Rocky. Rocky smiled, and with his mighty crane arm, Rocky lifted Gordon back onto the rails. Gordon was surprised. He huffed. Replied Rocky. Then Rocky lifted all the pipes out the rails. The job was done in no time. Gordon and Edward were very impressed. Wished Edward to Rocky, and everyone tooted and cheered for Rocky.